Leon Loebscher to dictate the pace for this final race of the season. With Josh Leroux alongside him, two Class A competitors, and then an extremely competitive field. Reverse grid, of course, for Class B as they head down towards turn 1. Nick Macris has wrapped up the championship, I think, in Class B. Class C still up for grabs, maybe a little bit of chopping and changing up and down in Class C. We'll keep an eye on that. But our main focus in this one is going to be what's going to happen for the overall championship. And is Leon Loebscher still going to be able to do something about that overall championship?
It's going to be a bumper-to-bumper race the first few laps, and you're going to see them settling apart, with the different groups. But you can see already Leon just wants to create himself that little barrier just to secure his win.
Third place, Jack Storm. Much room in the first, but of course there was so much action that we saw in the first heat. We're kind of missing him on a couple of occasions. So apologies there to Josh and Yaku. But Storm now leading out Class B ahead of Hunter Parker and Rob Gearing on back down rapidly. Oh, Josh Leroux in the pit lane. That's going to be massive for Leon Loebscher. So Leroux retires. So that factor comes out of play. Let's just cross that off my list of things to do.
It's fun to describe Lou to a blind person. If you look at his desk pad, all these
it's just like
points
calculations.
Because of the finale.
Yeah, exactly. And you asked me why I come with a calculator.
Now listen, if you're concentrating on what you're doing now and doing that, definitely you need a calculator. Someone's just going to...
I think it was a little bit wide. Yeah.
This race leader, Leon.
British Racing Green Cars won multiple championships in their time, so you can't go wrong with that. I don't know. It's a myth. Some people don't like it. The boys at Arrow Racing certainly like green cars, don't they?
Out there.
I know they do. Nice to have them on board as part of our for this category. But now, up to the top of the hill, the Gearing's under a bit of pressure. Yeah. Closing on better. I think the difference there is much evidence. Arguably the better driver. Maybe the aerodynamic factor and the power differential. Those two cars are really dead behind him.
So you will see closing in on the corner side, with the straight line it's going to get.
So here we go. As Nick Macris has closed that gap down, he's also now starting to put a little bit more pressure onto the drive car.
Not a little, he's going to take that.
And inside line, he's got it. Oh, good move.
That's a great move from him. He must just now hold it. He's got the race line.
No, he's got it. Although, not going to be without too much of a fight there from Mansour.
We saw this going to happen.
The Jai Bunny cars are not scared to fight, eh?
You
must remember where they come from. They come from Cape Town, and they're usually involved in that modified category where there's about 70 cars on the grid in Cape Town.
He just needs to keep it steady now, just nice and neat, and he will championship.
I'm going to tell you, one of the nicest sounding motor cars. Josh Leroux back on track.
He's back.
So it must have been an issue that they could still cut relatively easily. It has brought him back on how many laps down? 2 laps down. So not really going to be classified. You'll probably still score second in Class A, depending
100%.
on how many laps he makes up here in the closing stages. So of the 10, he's going to compete for 4, 5. Maybe enough. Yeah, might be enough still to be classified. The back straight. Nice run from him. Here is Nick Fisher, your outgoing champion. He had a good season. The heavy number to have on the car, that number 1.
It is, because there's expectations, if you carry that number. So, not everyone wants the number, but everyone goes by it. He was ecstatic when he wanted that number.
He just wanted that number 1 on the car again. Hunter for the fact that he had a naturally aspirated car, but he eventually called the light and said, you know what, there's no way I can compete against him.
No, and he always wanted to compete with the guys, but it was on that natural aspirate total limit.
Loebscher onto the final lap. So 2.1 Ks to go before we see Loebscher taking that number 66 off, number 1 off. That's if he doesn't. I don't know if he'll do that. We'll wait and see what happens next year. But I've got to say, I believe the grapevine in BMW M Performance Racing Series circles, a couple more Class A cars coming next year.
Yeah, there's going to be quite interesting things that happening, but I'm going to leave that for Bernard to announce that.
Nice.
I don't want to take the wind
Yeah,
out of
look,
his
Bern sort of intimated
He's
at
the
the
boss.
race commentary at Red Star that there were a couple of guys that have shown some big interest. Possibly the Guerrero brothers.
Yep.
They had a go at the cars, and of course, on a day like this, they could have had a very busy day. And that was I know that there are a couple of other very strong BMWs in the pipeline that could potentially come to this category. And if that's the case, the more the merrier. If it's a good class today, take it up. Why not?
Listen, if the tracks allow it, we will get very long. And Leon takes the victory.
So with that, takes the victory in the championship as well.
100%. And you can see by the times that Leon wasn't really gunning hard for it. He was just running a safe race.
And that's the idea. At this stage of the championship, you don't have to win by the mile, you can win by the millimetre. And by that, I'm going to state that it is literally by the millimetre. 3 points in it between Reinhard Miller and the win that by Leon securing the title on 117 points. Miller will finish on 140. So that is your championship all round. While I say that, it was a big slide out of turn 8.
Finishing almost
Thanks, Neil Pillay. Oh, just keep us on our toes. I'm going to
you.
try and wrap things up past here and then just throw a sliding BMW.
Yeah, today was most probably, well, I say it every time, but today was a different time. I don't know which guy saw the accident that I was in, and the car was still okay to go. And I managed to finish the first race just, and I managed to finish the last race also just because of problems, because of the accident. But we've done it and we are here, and I'm very happy.